Charlie Chute appears to be the last one. Appears set at the 2-1 start. They're off in the 30-runner, Friends of the Cut Irish Cesarewitch. A couple of slow starters in Franchise and Prairie Dancer, as the early leader is Boher Road from 6.5, a piece of heaven on the inside with Countess of Tyrone and Plontier in the Euphrates as they sort themselves out. Zoffy next, Comfort Zone on the inside of Divine Comedy, and they're followed by Dartan and Bialystok and Charlie Chute. In mid-division is Dawn Rising, then Jesse Evans, Zanderbat, Spasiba and Inniskerry is next, followed by My Mate Mozzie. Checked out of room there was Countess of Tyrone as Boher Road makes the early running. Shows under 2 lengths in front of 6.5. On the inside is a piece of heaven. The Euphrates is moved up, followed by Dartan and then Plontier. After them is Zoffy with Comfort Zone. Divine Comedy is next. On the inside is Spasiba and then Bialystok. Countess of Tyrone, Inniskerry, Zanderbat and My Mate Mozzie next, followed by Dawn Rising. Next on the inside is Derrida, who's followed by Alphonse Legrand and Jesse Evans. My Like is next, who's racing in company with Charlie Chute. Nürburgring is well down the field. 2 lengths then to Nakib, with another couple of lengths to the shock winner of last year, Magellan Strait, who's followed by Taipan and Z-Band is next, then in Franchise. Tashkent, the top weight, near to the bag with Falcon 8, who filled second 12 months ago, and trading the field is Prairie Dancer. They're pretty well spaced out. Coming up to the final 9 furlongs in the Friends of the Cut Irish Cesarewitch, and the leader is Boher Road. Boher Road and Scott McCullough by a couple of lengths to the Euphrates. Ryan Moore on the outside of a piece of heaven. Luke McAteer being closely followed by Dartan, 6.5, and Plontier next, then Zoffy, Comfort Zone, Divine Comedy, and then Bialystok as they race towards the halfway stage. Boher Road leads the Euphrates by a length, 3 parts of length back to a piece of heaven. Close up in 4th is Dartan, followed on rising ground by 6.5, and then Plontier. A couple of lengths to Zoffy and Comfort Zone. Divine Comedy, Spasiba is next, then Bialystok and Countess of Tyrone. Inniskerry is next, then My Mate Mozzie, who's followed by Jesse Evans, and Dawn Rising and Zanderbat and Charlie Chute next with Derrida, and then comes My Like, and Nakib is next. Z-Band pushed along on the outside of Taipan. They've 5 furlongs to go. Heading down from the top of the track, and they're really starting to compact. Boher Road is joined by the Euphrates. Dartan next on the outside, then a piece of heaven. 6.5 in between horses. Then comes Plontier, Comfort Zone, Divine Comedy. Making headway both Zoffy and Jesse Evans, and Dawn Rising edging closer. Then Inniskerry, who's followed by Zanderbat, and Bialystok is next, followed by My Mate Mozzie. They run the home turn, and the Euphrates is set alight by Ryan Moore. Moves on by a couple of lengths with 2.5 furlongs to go, followed by 6.5, a piece of heaven. Falling away is Boher Road, then Spasiba, Bialystok. Nürburgring is appearing late. In the middle of the track is Comfort Zone, followed by Dawn Rising, and then Zanderbat and Plontier, and My Mate Mozzie is next, then Divine Comedy. But it's the Euphrates, the one to catch. Racing towards the final furlong of the Friends of the Cut Irish Cesarewitch. It's the Euphrates and Ryan Moore by 2.5 lengths to a piece of heaven, who's trying hard with 6.5. Nürburgring in a 4th, but up towards the finish, it's the Euphrates going to see it out in the Cesarewitch for a piece of heaven. 6.5, Nürburgring next, a gap to Dawn Rising, followed in by Zanderbat and Comfort Zone and Alphonse Legrand and Spasiba.
Well, time for one final catch-up with Aidan O'Brien. It must have been a memorable Sunday afternoon here at the Curragh. The Euphrates completing a 4-timer for the Ballydoyle trainer in the Friends of the Curragh Irish Cesarewitch. Aidan, you told us earlier on you thought he was well handicapped. It played out pretty much exactly how you expected.
Yeah, Ryan gave him a great ride, Gary. Obviously, he was 4th in a ledger. He was very well in for a 3-year-old, but he's had a tough campaign. He was drawn very wide, but unusual for a 3-year-old to be able to take a campaign like that and put up a run like that at the end. Probably he's done enough for this year, now leave him alone for next year, but he looks like a horse is going to be a quality stayer next year.
Yeah, the way you're talking there, it sounds like you'd be keen to hang on to this fella as a 4-year-old. I know when Waterville won this, he continued his career elsewhere, but Tower of London obviously ran that last year, and he's made it into a top stayer too, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. This horse's form is probably a lot higher, a lot stronger than Waterville's was. It's very strong form, you know. Like, he was 4th in an Irish ledger, wasn't beaten too far his last run. So he's genuine. He showed today that he gets the trip, but that's his pedigree. All his pedigree, handling knees in the ground well. So it was a massive run. Ryan gave him a great ride. Listen, everyone at home did a great job with him. to keep him fresh and well. So no, delighted really.
You've had a great week. You mentioned the man on top there. It's been an unbelievable week for him. It started down at Listowel on Tuesday, where of course he made a well publicised appearance, rode a couple of winners, then over to Britain, won the Group 1 in Lake Victoria, and then 4 winners here today. He's at the top of his game, isn't he?
Yeah, incredible fella. He's so committed, dedicated, talented, obviously, great attitude, so genuine, loves it, feels like he has to get better every year. Incredible. He never thinks that he's good enough. He's very critical, self-critical of himself. So a pleasure to deal with. And listen, everything is going great for him. And for us, we're delighted for him. And listen, obviously, like you said, he's absolutely the top of his game. And listen, what can I say? Everybody sees it day in, day out.
Do you almost feel like you've got a few pound extra up your sleeve with him in those big races? We've got the Arc, we've got the Breeders' Cup, Japan Cup. He's going to be on your side in all of that.
Yeah, he's great, but like a great experience, worldwide experience, and is always a big advantage. And like obviously knows it's a tough game out there, and you're only ever as good as your last, no matter what kind of a game you're playing at the top in sport, you know. So and Ryan knows that too. But listen, like we're so delighted that he does come over and back as much as he does, and obviously we try not to burn him out and use him too much. So like Wayne and the lads do a great job here when he's not here. So and when he is there, they're always there to subsidise or ride with him too or whatever, you know what I mean? So listen, no, it's great, Gary, so delighted, but it's a tough game. Jockey's a tough job day in, day out, more disappointments than the other way, so you have to be strong physically and mentally. So no, delighted really, privileged for us.
I'm sure a lot more big days to come over the weeks and months ahead. A great day today, thanks so much.
A pleasure, Gary, thank you. Thanks, Gary. Thank you.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.